おはよう、おはよう、じゃなくて、見張りもせずに寝ちゃって、さっき、角笛の音が聞こえてたよ。何かあったのかも、見に行こうで。うげ、前に見た光景。
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Scarlet and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzig Kobyla, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzig of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzig is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle where he has little chance of defense to another where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzig Kobyla is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzig Kobyla is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
危機は免れたみたいや。領地を治める統治者として立派な立ち居振る舞いだったね。かっこいいじいさんってなんか憧れるよな。いやそれはない。っていうかおっさんですか。なんや、うちだけか。このシーン、マーティンの言葉が思い出されて、心に響くな。間違いを正したければ、暴力ではなく話し合いの道を選ぶんだ。だね。返答次第で、領民たちの命が 危険にさらされるところだった。これまでの会話の中でも散見されたけど、ジニスムント王とその軍勢の狙いはラジック卿だったんやな。今は、父マーティンの最後の言葉通り、ラジック卿に助けを請う状況であるヘンリーは、先ほどのジニスムント王と敵対する立場に置かれていくことになるんだろうね。そもそも、両親の旧敵があちらにおるしね。マルクバルト卿、名前が判明した。
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Gutenberg, well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed, but it was the Kuttenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad, these are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair, him and Wenceslas's cousin Jobst. And that cabal helped him abduct the king.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
Because it's a fertile place with full granaries that could feed Sigismund's troops?
That's not it. King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favoured it?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg, Sigismund killed two birds with one stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
Where did these Cumans come from anyway?
I don't know much about them, only what the Chamberlain said, that they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of warfare. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power and money.
So Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
My parents died there, and I won't leave them to be ravaged by dogs. I have to bury them.
Good God, boy. Do you want to throw your life away for those who can never get theirs back? Do you think that's what they'd want? Forget it.
スカーリッツへ、両親を埋葬しに戻ることは許可されなかったな。クエスト内容的に許可なしで抜け出すことになるみたい。
The Lord be praised. What's on your mind?
My lady, I hope you weren't unduly distressed by the arrival of Sigismund's army this morning.
Well, it was to be expected. And thanks to God's mercy and my good husband, there was no more bloodshed. But it's something else that distresses me. Maybe my mind deceives me. But I have an evil foreboding.
You, my lady? Surely not. No evil could possibly come to you.
I fear something bigger and worse will come. That Sigismund is only another omen of imminent evil. Of great evil.
これも何らかの伏線だ
I'd
ろう
like to
ね。
ask your assistance, my lady, if I may be so bold.
What's the matter, lad?
I need to get out of the castle, and your husband is keeping me here by force.
Why, for the love of God, would you want to leave the castle?
My lady, I know you have a good heart. I can't live with the thought of my parents being left in the mud to be food for stray dogs. How can their souls find peace until they rest in hallowed ground?
My dear boy, you'd risk your own life to give them a Christian burial? My heart goes out to you. I will do what I can to help, though I'll tremble in fear until your return. But what can I do?
If I could just get past the guard at the gate somehow.
But you can. If you wear a proper suit of armor, and if he can't see your face, he won't recognize you and he'll let you go.
Good thinking.
ふむ。夫人と話すことで作戦が決まったのね。
At the armor?
クネシュさんの時と同じで、
Where's that?
他の手段も用意されているかもしれない
The
ね
gate。tower. But the soldiers sleep in other places around the castle too, and you might find armor nearby.
It's rather embarrassing, but if I'm to pay a bribe, I need money, and unfortunately, I don't have any.
How would you? Don't worry your head about it. This should be enough.
Thank you, my lady. I will repay you, I swear.
25もグロッシン効果くれ
I'll
た。
certainly ask for
2回
a
点滅したから、
You could
50か
tell
も。
them so
人からお金を借りたら、
robots
どうするんだった
Ask the
懐に
parish
しまい
priest
込
how
む。
the folk there are
うん、
faring.
そうだね。
reasonable.
必ずいつか返そうね。貸した金は忘れな
My
い。
lady.
借りた金は忘れる。ああ、あるあるだよ。
What do you think, my lady?
しっかり覚えてお
Do
く
I
か
look
ら。
like a Talmberg soldier?
Not quite, Henry. Just look at you.
Oh, I see.
まず鎧を見つけんとあかんらしい。見張り塔か、そうじゃない場所でも、兵士が寝る場所ってことだが。結構うろうろ探索してみたんやけど、ちょっとわからんな。はしご、登れんか。裏側っぽいよ。あ、普通に落ちてしまった。はしご登れるじゃん。あ、待って。何してるの？いや、落ちた先でまた落ちる軽傷してると思わんかった。出血してるよ。重傷。包帯なんて持ってへんで。包帯どこで手に入るとかも知らんし、これは積んだか。平和な城壁の中で一人で死んでしまうとは、強かったな。はしご、何と戦っているんだ。頬を追う？こっからか。クエストマーカーがこの辺指してるんやけどな。この真上っぽいね。プライベートエリアですやん。よし、よし、じゃない。不法侵入だよ。ロックピックが必要なのか。さっき商人が売ってるの見たな。え、まさか、盗むつもり？鎧さえ借りれたらそれでええねんけど、鎧のありかがわからん。箱の中に入ってるとは思えないけど。私の予想では、夜まで待機して、兵士さんが寝ているところで借りるとかなんじゃない？そうなんかな？でも、あかねちゃんの興味は、もう、箱の中身に向いている。って、今盗んだよね。手に取って見てるだけやで。周囲を警戒してしゃがんでるじゃん。見つからなければどうということはない。ああ、お姉ちゃんが道を外れてしまった。見て葵。めっちゃくちゃ高価な頼れる刃ってのがある。ダメだ。もう目がドルマークになってる。偉い人もやってみなはれって言ってるじゃない。こういうことではない。とりあえずロックピック買って戻ってきてみるか。現場を目撃されんように扉閉めて。非常に簡単ランクの解錠をしてみよう。こんな状況を見られたらおしまいだよ。どうやるの？これはヘルプがいるな。スイートスポットに近づけた状態で回転させればええんかな？スイートスポットに近づければ金色に変わる。ふむ。 やばい。見られた。松井。あばよう。とっつぁん。あわわ。降伏。降伏します。すみませんすみません。つい出来心だったんです。初犯です、すみません。
You were seen in the act of lockpicking. You should have thought twice about what you're doing. That will land you a fat fine.
やべえ、罰金750とか言われてる。もう、全部お姉ちゃんが悪いよ。空から親方が降ってくるとは。予想もしてへんかった。犯行を見られた相手、多分漁師様だったね。この場を切り抜けられへんか。我が輩は、極秘任務中であるぞ。往生際が悪い。
Look, I can't tell you anymore. The fate of the whole empire hangs in the balance between King Wenceslas and King Sigismund. High politics, you know? Not a peep to anyone.
You'd make a stuffed bird
ははは。
laugh.
ダメでした。そりゃダメでしょうよ。そんな大金持ってへ
I
ん。
don't have enough on me.
You still have to pay the penalty. Looks like you'll have to sit it out in jail.
Put me in jail
ぐ
then.
冒険開始早々で獄中生活か。盗みは働かないことだね。当たり前だよ。
And since I trust you as much as I trust, well, a thief, I'll just search you to be on the safe side. Better hand over the loot now.
あ、
I hope you enjoyed your time in our little establishment.
Not much, actually.
Glad to hear it.
And can I go?
Go. Ah, you can, I'm sorry to say. Now bugger off and get yourself killed for all I care.
ウケる。追い出されてしまった。お姉ちゃん。鎧のことも結局わからず、入手できてたかもしれない馬もクエスト失敗って出たよ。高価だった盗んだ刃も回収されてしまったな。そっか、もしかすると、鎧だって、そのまま手に入ってたんかもしれへんな。葵、目的地まで歩くか。最悪だ。
Looks like they've already gone. Ugh.
なんてひでえことしやがるんだ。お姉ちゃんがいっぱいで見えなかった。言うほどでもないかもしれないけど、むごたらしい死体の絵だったから、つい。同じ人間だろう。これが、人のやることかよ。地位や名誉、領地や利益を求めて、昔も今も、人は争いをやめないね。待って、葵。亡くなってしまったら。アイテムいらんよな。最低だ。 正直すまんかった。どれだけ罪を重ねれば気が済むのか。返す言葉もない。もう、雨降ってるし馬もないし、今回は散々だよ。お墓を作ってあげて、早く帰ろう。うん。あれ？人がおるやん。ダメ。敵だこの人。わ、最悪や。生き残りかと思ってちょっと嬉しくなったのに。やめて見逃して。あかねちゃんここまで歩いてきたんよ。ほんま。長い距離歩いてきたんやから。ダメだ。全力で逃げようとしてるのに逃げれない。橋までダッシュできないの？そうしようとしても、敵に向き合ってしまって、殴られて、気づいたら違う場所に移動してしまってる。伝わりにくいけど、思うように動けない。よっしゃ、逃げろ。誰か助けてくれ。ああ、もう、厳しい世界。ってことは、お城で盗み働く前に戻ったり？ですよね。モラルに反する行動の前、ではあったね。めっちゃビビった。死体を見上げるのと同時にヘンリーが叫ぶから、私もびっくりした。あの人なんで逃げていくんや。待てよ。キムタクか。あいつ、めっちゃ足はどんだけ逃げるねん。っていうかお前何もやねん。待てよ。待ってくれよ。山賊。お姉ちゃんこの人、山賊だよ。マジかよ。ふざけんなよ。別に追わんでもよかったんやないか。こんなに追っかけて、また帰らなあかんの。どないしてくれるんや。それについては、山賊は追われたから逃げてただけだろうけどね。完全なとばっちり。丸腰相手なら勝てるだろう。拳と拳の語り合いや。やったー。初めて買ったで葵。おめでとう。虚しいな。帰るか。草。スカーリッツの城下町、あんなにのどかで平和だったのに。パート1で楽しかった思い出の場所も今では、ナチュラルに死体漁るの、良くないよ。これ、もらっていくわな。ありがとう。
You stood by his side when he did this to you. You didn't run away. You didn't abandon me like me.
ってことは、酒場の一軒で見かけたドイッチか。ジギスムントの型を持っていたのに、ジギスムントの軍にやられたんやな。
Why did you do it to me, Father? Why? Why did you leave me? Forgive me. Forgive me for everything. Next time I won't run. I'll never run away again. I'll find the one who did this to you. I remember his face. I'll find him. But first, I have to find this shovel and take care of you. I remember you told me you wanted to lie beside Mother. Here. Under the linden tree. At least I can do that much for you.
いや、復讐か。その気持ち、わからないわけではないけどね。結局、父と母が戻ってきてくれるわけでもないからな。悲しいよ。お母さんと一緒に、菩提樹の下に埋めてあげよう。そうだね。シャベルを探さないとなんだけど。ほら、さっきから、犬の鳴き声が聞こえてくるよ。どこにおるんやろ。ちょっと探してみるか。ここやな。あ、イベント。
Get away, you mutt! Get away, you beast!
What's going on? Bishak? What in God's name are you doing?
ツビシェク。無事で、よかったけどさ、ツビシェクも色々あったんかもしれんな。ヘンリー、マシュー、フリッツたちとは仲が悪そうだったけどね。最後にパンチして逃げたのもこいつやったかもしれへん。
Isn't that the butcher's? Isn't that body the butcher's?
Yeah, that's him. What's that got to do with anything?
死体漁りしてたんか？お姉ちゃんと同類だ。
I'd say the poor creature is standing guard over his master. You weren't trying to get to him, were you?
What do you care what I'm doing here? What are you doing here?
I came to bury my parents.
So bury them and leave me be.
Do you know what happened to Teresa from the mill? When I fled, the humans wanted to... They meant to violate her, and God knows what else.
No, I don't know. What do I care? They probably raped her and killed her like all the others. Her misfortune. Right now I've got to take care of myself.
How did you manage to get away?
How do you think? I ran.
If you lend me that spade, I have to dig a grave, and I can't find another.
What's it worth to you? I see you have a fine sword. I'll gladly trade you my spade for that. How did you come by it?
My father forged it for Sir Radzig. It's my duty to deliver it to him. It's not for sale.
Go right ahead and dig that grave. See how that goes. And where will you dig it anyway? Here? You're not going to lay your parents in unhallowed ground, are you?
Father said he wanted to be buried here, and I can't take him to St. James's. God willing, later I can find a priest to consecrate the ground. You see, a cunt remains a cunt, no matter what the situation.
だいたい、お姉ちゃんのせいだけど、お前が言うなって思ってしまった。
That's right! Turn tail and run, you bastard!
なんかごめん。まさか死体漁りするズビシェクをヘンリーが責めるとは思ってへんかったし、もう20以上は 罪を犯してここにおるな。おう、グッボーイ。
Easy there, boy. Good man to the modern.
自然体だ。犯罪マークもまだついたままだし。よく生き残ったな。偉いぞ。ちょっとシャベル借りていくからな。懐かしの我が家。魔王がなんだとか言ってるときは、こんなことになるなんて思わなかったね。ここんとこ、ずっと、画面も雰囲気も暗い。菩提樹ってここか。ワーツラフ4世の時代は、事実上も、民衆は、治安の悪化、貴族や聖職者も権力争いが絶えず、不穏な情勢が続いていたとされるね。まさに暗黒時代。オープニングの通り、大魔王が、すべてのきっかけを生み出したんやな。
So, let's get to it. Damn it all. How am I going to do this?
Do you need some help? Is that him?
Yes. Can't you see the sword?
ツビシェク。良くない連中引き連れてきた。
Zbyszek? Who do you think we are? Franciscan brothers? We're here to rob you of everything you've got. Especially that fine blade that's of no use to a peasant like you anyway.
Banish the thought. It is my father's sword.
You mean him? I don't think he's going to be needing it. Listen here, boy. You hand over that sword, I might just let you go. If not, you're in for a family reunion you really don't want.
Leave me alone.
Kill him, Runt! Aye! Cut the bastard down! As you like. Could have just cost you a few teeth. Ah!
マジで戦うんすか？え、早えよ。もう負けたの。
I told you how it would end. You should have listened to me. This is nice work. The chief is going to like it. It's new, isn't it? Now, for the maiden bloodletting. Surely your father never would have imagined it would be your blood. I believe there's a word for such moments. The old man would certainly know. But I'm just a common killer. Did you help make it? No doubt you did. Such miserable luck. To die by the sword you helped forge.
Hey, go fuckers!
テレサやん。
The games are over.
お、ゾワゾワって鳥肌立った。今のは、ロバート卿。ここで、いよいよ始まりってことか。プロローグが終わったって感じだったね。あれ？不気味な場所。あ、動けるわ。両親を救出する？また悪夢を見ているのだろうか。ヘルプって聞こえた。また、瞬間を夢で見ている。
Rossz helyen vagy, rossz időben.
おいおい、助けるっつったってまた丸腰やないか。どないしたらええんや。 あ、母さん。お母さん2人いる。くっそ、絶対無理やなこれ。負けるイベントだと思うが、さて。剣を奪っていったのはラントってやつやったな。いろいろありすぎて心がぐちゃぐちゃやな。ヘンリー大丈夫かな？
Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise. Henry, can you hear me? Get up, Henry. Wake up. It's a new day. Henry, can you hear me? Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Teresa?
You still have a fever. Uncle won't be pleased, but you'll have to stay in bed.
Where am I? In Skalitz?
We're at my uncle's mill in Rattay. I didn't know where else to go.
What happened?
You don't remember anything? I suppose that's not surprising. I found you in Skalitz after those bandits attacked you. I thought they'd done for you. But you were still breathing. Why in heaven's name did you go back there? It was madness. They slaughtered everyone who didn't run.
My parents, I wanted to bury them. I had to...
Don't worry. I took care of it.
Thank you.
Any good Christian would have done the same. Now sleep. You need your strength back. You're awake.
Good morning.
It's near midnight. You've slept all day.
Oh. I feel like a horse fell on me.
The beating you took was worse. But at least the fever's broken.
How did you manage to save me?
You were lucky. I was in Skalitz and I saw Zbyszek and his thugs. I tried to distract them, but it would have been no use if those soldiers from Talmberg hadn't arrived. They were searching for you and scattered the bandits.
盗み働いたから？釈放されたから違うと思うよ。
Waiting to die.
What?
They killed my brothers, my family, my friends.
They're all dead.
All of them. Everyone I ever loved. They killed one of my brothers in the mines. After that, what did I have to live for?
Don't say that. There's always hope.
No, there isn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm a different person now.
Searching for me?
Yes. Lord Divish sent them, led by Captain Robard. So tell me, why is a lord of such high standing interested in a blacksmith?
また、ロバード卿に助けられたな。ありがたい。本当だよね。お父さんが、ラジック卿には貸しがあるとも語っていたし、お父さんとラジック卿との間に、昔何かあったのかな。マーティンからは、結局、その話を聞けなかった。直後に、ジニスムント軍の襲撃があったしね。
Haven't felt as good as this since they lashed me to the wheel and quartered me on the town square.
Got your sense of humor back. You must be better. My uncle will be glad to hear it. I had a job persuading him to let me bring you here. If you'd lain around much longer, he really would have dumped you on the town square. You can stay until you find somewhere else to live, but my uncle will want payment for taking you in and caring for you.
And this is your uncle's house?
We're in Rattay Mill. My uncle's miller Peshek. He took me in, and I talked him into taking care of you too.
ラッテイに来れたんか。ラジック卿もラッテイに向かうって言ってたで、近く会うことになりそうだね。
Pleased he's one mouth less to feed. But are you truly well enough?
Well enough to do what has to be done. Where can I find Sir Radzig?
He's in the lower castle in Perkstein. He's a guest of Sir Hanush of Leipa. But someone like you can't just walk up bold as you please and demand an audience.
I know Sir Radzig, and I didn't bring him his sword as I was supposed to. I must see him.
If you insist. But you need to speak to my uncle first. You've been in your sickbed for over a fortnight while he paid the apothecary to tend to you, and for medicine. That's a good deal of a coin you owe him.
生きてるだけで借金が膨らむぜ。ステファニー夫人にも借りたままだね。
If it weren't for my uncle, you wouldn't be here at all.
I owe you both my life, and I'll repay my debt. You have my word.
All right. But before you go to town, you should eat something. You're still weak. There's food on the table for you.
これからは、ここが新しい家なんやな。持ち物が保管されてる。トランクがいわゆる倉庫システムらしい。お DLC を適用。適用の誤訳だと思うけど。一応全部購入したと思うんやけどさ。何が DLC なのかとか、あまりよくわかってない。本シリーズでは、DLC 要素は、含めない形を取ろうかと考えてるよ。だけど、知らず知らず DLC で遊んでいたとしたら、ごめんね。本編については、最後までやろうと思ってるで。
My name's Henry. Thank you for taking care of me here.
My name's Peshek, and I'm the miller here. You've already met my niece, Teresa. She took care of you for 2 whole weeks while you were in limbo. And talking of you being at death's door, while you were lying here, you worked up quite a bill with the bloodletter, who came now and again to keep you alive with his potions. That quack doesn't come cheap. I paid him what I could, but I still, that is, you still owe him.
I see. Well, it's better to be in debt than to lie dead in a ditch. What do I owe? I'm not afraid of hard work.
ああ、何でもやるよ。借りは返す。
I might have a better job for you. And it's not something any fool can do. If you prove to me you're a clever lad, I might trust you with something you could really make money from. What do you say?
あかねちゃんは、よく天才と言われるよ。掛け算できるし、大体の人ができるんだよな。
Just to take something from someone and bring it to someone else. And not get caught while you're doing it.
なんか、受け子みたいで、一気に嫌になったな。この時代にそれはないけど、似たようなことをやらされるのでしょ。
Only this one requires, let's say the right moral disposition. Do corpses bother you?
経験豊富です。悲しいかな、よく目撃した。
You expect I'd give you a hoe and send you out to the fields? You can dig all right, but somewhere else. I want to know whether you're going to hide behind some stupid fucking scruples, or if you might be useful for more unconventional work.
慣れっこです。これまでの経験がここに繋がってしまったか。
But go on. Tell me more.
Listen, it's about this ring my mate Wojciech, the Kohelnitz miller, had his eye on. Trouble is, they buried the ring by the gibbet along with the villain they hung while he was wearing it.
Jesus Christ. You want me to dig up a corpse, take a ring from it, and give it to your friend in Kohelnitz? Is nothing sacred to you?
お前が言うな。
Money first,
いや、うちのせいか。
That fellow is dead. He wasn't missing. Whatever bleeding heart came up with the idea that it's disrespectful to disturb a corpse never read the Bible. It's still a human body, only it's missing a soul. Why be disgusted by something created by God?
I think I've already heard more than I need to know. You've got the tongue of the devil himself. If you tried hard enough, I bet you could justify sodomy with a goat.
Watch your mouth, boy.
道徳的に褒められたもんでもないけど、うちにとっては今更って感じや。
And here's something on the side to make you dig better.
Thanks. I'll need it. I can't believe I've come to this.
用意されたセリフで仕方ないけど、
Oh,
じわ
and,
る。
watch out for the executioner and his hounds. They're pretty savage. And I don't just mean the dogs. You can just throw them some meat. The dogs, that is. But the executioner? Well, don't vex him. Good luck to you.
お姉ちゃんはシラフで問題ないけど、正気ではできないということでお酒もらったね。ここまで世話してもらった人に恩義は感じてる。しっかりやるべきこと、やってやろうじゃないか。おかしいな。正しいこと言ってるはずなのに、道を外れているような。
Have you eaten yet?
それにしても、あの時助けたテレサが生きていたの、嬉しいな。
Did you bake it yourself?
個人的に違和感を覚えるのは、ビアンカのことは悲しまないのか。ちょっと軽薄に感じてしまう部分はまあ、あるな。恋人のお墓はとか、実は、生きている線もまだあるのかもね。
I mean, during the attack and... Well, you know.
That's a long story. Not a very cheerful one. Are you sure you want to hear it now?
ほう。こうやって DLC は開始されるのか。じゃあ間違って始めることはないんかな。
I've got a lot on right now.
Alright, another time.
What's that dog you have here? He looks familiar.
Don't you remember him? It's Mart, the butcher's dog from Skalitz.
Ah, of course. When I went back to bury my parents, he was guarding his master's dead body. A faithful dog. How come he's here?
When we carted you here, we took Mart along too. He's been hanging around the mill ever since.
How's he doing?
A lot better now. I slipped him something good now and again when Uncle wasn't looking.
He won't starve to death then. What does the miller have to say about it?
He can't stand him.
How's that?
Every time he sees him, he starts shouting that he's a useless mouth to feed and that'll skin him.
Jesus.
わお、なかなか過激なおじさんだ
He
ね。
even softened his heart when Mutt brought a hare from the woods. He was happy to eat it, but it didn't change his mind.
I could have a word with him.
That would be a waste of time.
Does he obey you?
Me? Not much. He's got a mind of his own, and I'm just not strict enough.
Ah, spoilt then.
No, he just hasn't learned many commands. But he's well able to beg for a piece of meat.
How long has he been with you?
More or less since we came here. He runs off now and again, but he always comes back. Sometimes I don't see him all day. I think he likes to go wandering.
So he's doing quite well then?
Yeah. I'd keep him, but he reminds me too much of Tinker, you know? I don't want to think about Skalitz. So I thought maybe you might take him with you?
Me?
I'm sure the two of you would get on great. He's a handsome fella and lovable. I'd be very happy if you had him.
But we never had a dog at the smithy. We never needed one.
Come on. He's got no one.
うちらも犬を飼っていたことあったけどさ。寿命の長さ的にどうしても先に亡くしてしまうのがな。ペットの死は辛いよね。もちろん、引き取るけど、敵の攻撃で死んだりとかはせんよな。頼むで、 不死属性がついててほしいね。
Around somewhere here.
Hey, Mutt. Remember me? From Skalitz, remember? You wanna go with me? Come on then. We'll get on like a house on fire. Follow me.
従順度が重要で、餌をやって褒めてあげる。餌は肉類のみ。メモメモ。
I'd like to know... So, how'd you like it in Rattay?
It's a big town with good strong walls, so I suppose we're safe here. And they took us in our hour of need, but for how much longer? They'll grow tired of us soon enough.
How are the Skalitz folk getting on?
They're alive, that's the main thing. They have shelter, but they're just scraping by. Rattay citizens aren't happy the town is full of beggars who don't look like leaving anytime soon.
Do you know anything about those human rapists? About... you know.
They came to Hungary from God knows where, and now they... well, folk tell awful stories about them. I hope I never see them again.
That's all. Have you got a moment? I'd like to ask a few questions about Skalitz. I don't remember much.
All right. What do you want to know?
How did you get me away from Skalitz?
It wasn't easy. Sir Robard and his men helped load you on a wagon and we harnessed an old nag the bandits had left behind. The soldiers escorted us all the way here.
ムービーシーンの出来事やな。
What about the bandits?
Sir Robard and his men routed them. They killed the few, but the giant who attacked you fled, and Zibishek with him. It won't be safe in Skalitz for a while yet.
Why would Zbyszek do that? I never thought much of him, but banditry?
He was always a nasty piece of work. Doesn't surprise me he joined them. If you knew what he did to me.
Tell me.
When those... Cumans, they call them. When the Cumans came, Zbyszek pushed me out in front of them and fled. He sacrificed me to save his own hide.
That
ああ、
bastard!
結構卑劣な人だったズビシェク。
Where's the sword I had?
You had a sword? It's gone now. Those scum took everything, including your horse.
いや、
Can't give a damn
馬
about
はな
the
かったん
horse.
よな。
Stole it anyway.
あの場所へ
My
は
father
徒歩で
forged
頑張
that
ったも
sword
ん
for
ね。
Sir Radzig. I promised father I'd take it to him. I have to get it back.
Well, you can't. Just be thankful you're still alive.
What happened to the other survivors from Skalitz?
They sought refuge in Rattay. And some of the Rattay folk are none too happy about it.
And Matthew, Fritz and Matthias? Johanka? Did they make it?
They're alive.
Eh?
I heard Matthias is at the stud farm in Merhoyed. Johanka is in Sasau, and Fritz and Matthew, well, you know them. They're up to no good somewhere. The only trouble they'll be in is of their own making.
ビアンカは
What about Sir Radzig?
Sir Hanush, he's the lord of Rattay. He gave his lower castle to Sir Radzig, a place called Perkstein. Sir Hanush lives at the upper castle. The Skalitz folk have made camp in front of it.
How did you get away from those Cumans?
You're wrong. If it hadn't been for you... When they came to the mill, they slaughtered
助けて逃げたおかげで評判上がったな。
at last. After you distracted them, I fled to the mines to find my brother, but he... My brother was dead, but I owe my life and more to you.
And I owe mine to you. The scales are balanced. I won't trouble you anymore. Let's leave it be. What are you up to? How would you like to, I don't know, come for a walk?
A walk? I'd like that very much, but I can't right now, Hal. Give me some time to settle in, will you?
If that's what you want.
It's not you, Hal. It's just this isn't a good time.
ムア、ついに動画の時間1時間超えてしまったな。 会話が多いゲームだしね。どれも、これも大事に思えてきちゃう。うちらのプレイした回顧録的な意味合いもあるから、こんなペースだけど、気長に付き合ってくださいな。いよいよチュートリアルも終わり、これからが、冒険の始まりってところだね。皆さんと、じっくり、キングダムカムデリバランスの世界を、楽しんでいけたらなと思います。というわけで、バートさんはここまで。ご視聴ありがとうございました。また続きも見てな。